All right, welcome back everybody to BSG. My name is Janglestorm and I'll be your host for the upcoming couple of games. And up next, we have a run of Avatar: The Last Airbender into the Inferno for the DS, and it will be run by Siver. The floor is all yours, Siver. Take it away.
All right, thank you, Jangle. All right, let's get this underway. I'd say we just get this run started and we can talk about all the things in the run, so yeah, let's just go. We can start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, so as Jangle correctly said, this is Avatar: The Last Airbender into the Inferno for the Nintendo DS. Any questions? No? Cool. So, I don't know what you would expect from an Avatar handheld game, but THQ had some pretty wild ideas back in these days. So you can already tell this looks a bit odd. It has a bit of a chibi art style going on. And maybe you would expect like a beat 'em up or something like that, but no, this is a puzzle game actually. The events of this game actually very closely follow the events of the series in Book 3 specifically. So if you've ever watched the series, which in case you haven't, why? I recommend you go watch it, it's great, still holds up. But yeah, if you've seen the series, you'll recognize quite a few events from Book 3 specifically. And yeah, other than that, we'll just be puzzling good and puzzling fast. So this is the first level, The Awakening. It's pretty much the tutorial level to get you accustomed to the mechanics of the game. Right here I'm gonna split at the very end, so I don't have to do a little loop-de-loop around. Throughout the levels, there will be so-called team checks that make sure that you still have both characters of your party, but towards the end usually they don't put one anymore, so you can finish the level with just one and it will just bring the second character back at the start of the next segment. And we'll use that quite a lot here and there to save some time. I'll also mainly be using Aang for this segment, because at this point there's nothing Katara can do that Aang can't. Because, you know, Katara's a waterbender, but Aang is the Avatar, so he can also bend water, but also earth on top of that. Right here we're gonna have our little first fighting sequence. It's pretty simple, just hit them 3 times and they're out. It's not a combat game, that's for sure. The coins that you see scattered around, they don't really mean anything for any percent. That would only be important for the 100% category, all Lotus shards, but we're not doing that today. So, I don't know. It doesn't matter if I pick them up. It would theoretically be faster to pick up less coins, but it's very minimal, so it really doesn't make a difference at the end of the day. These are elemental gates, only certain people can pass through them. You see that little bright blue one with the air bison? Only Aang can pass through that because he's an airbender. And the deeper blue one with the koi fish, I think? Only Katara can pass through that. For the most of it, combat, it doesn't really matter which character you use. However, there will be an exception to that later down the line. And yeah, other than that, this is just smooth sailing tutorial level, so you've got something to get out right now. That was a good time.
Excellent. Yeah, actually we have a €10 anonymous donation. No comment included, but thank you so much for that donation. I super appreciate it. And a reminder that we are raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who is dealing with mental issues themselves or within the family. All of your donations will go to Mind.
Bit of a slippery floor here. Also, what I haven't mentioned yet, this game is actually 100% touchscreen controls. So if you're gonna see me look down a lot in this run, that's why. Because I constantly have to look at the touchscreen and do things there. There's certain things you can designate to buttons, such as switching characters. Which I do, because it's a bit faster than just tapping the respective icon on the touchscreen every time. But yeah, movement and everything, purely touchscreen. And coming up to the end of the level here. Nope. Ah! Didn't want to grab that. So with these little bending balls, you can only hit 5 times. And I got the stack kill there, that's pretty cool. And the damage of the bending balls actually depend on the speed at which you hit enemies. So if you hit them with fast enough shots, you can take them down in 2 hits. And the stack kill there is a bit precise, but it allows me to get that fight done without having to refresh my bending element, which was pretty neat. So that was the end of the first level. Now we're going into the Arms Factory, which is the first level where we're going to get special abilities. So each character in this game gets a special ability, which is used a lot in puzzles to progress, or to do all sorts of other things. This is another Aang and Katara level. It's also going to be the first level that is wildly different to the last time I've shown this off at BSG. Because if you've seen this run 3 years ago, first of all, I'm sorry for how much of a nervous mess I was back then. Was still very new to running at a marathon. And second, this level is going to be quite a bit different because it's been 3 years. I've found some things since then. So yeah, get ready. But it's not going to be until the second half of the level. Anyways, as for the special abilities, Katara can create ice bridges to let us cross water ponds. And Aang gets to create tornadoes, which can fling us across gaps. And can do a bunch of other things, mainly in combination with other special abilities that we'll find out later. This also introduces firebenders into the combat. Ow. I was remembering that wrongly. We always want to take out the benders first because they can hit us from a range. Oh. That didn't work. I'm just gonna do that again. That's not a good... Yep. The bridge refresh unfortunately made me miss that cycle. Oh my god. There we go. Because of the height difference there, it's a bit wacky to place that tornado. This game is not at all janky, by the way. Just for the record. It really is, though. Nice. Okay. Right here we're gonna have a very long split section, and luckily there's no more team checks, so we can just leave Katara behind and let Aang do the rest of the level. It really doesn't matter with which character you do this, but Aang's elemental gate is a bit closer, so I go with Aang. Ooh, almost fell off there. Alright. And now we're gonna backtrack. These backtracking segments that are unique to the Arms Factory actually have absolutely no team checks, so you know what that means. Goodbye, Katara. Oh, okay. I guess I fell into the lava there, except I didn't. This game is amazing. we're gonna wait on that. Alright, and now for the second half. Whoop. Works for me. Alright, things are gonna get interesting now. So, we could just play the level normally. Or, instead of all of that, I'm gonna move up to the wall here. Just, yeah, don't mind me. I'm just gonna, you know, goodbye. So, that's tornado clipping. I found that earlier this year. And basically, out-of-bounds areas usually still have ground to them. This is a bit difficult to get back inbounds here. Hold on. That should work. What? Maybe now? What the heck? Hold on. There. That's a good tornado. Yeah, you're clearly not supposed to do this. In case it wasn't obvious. We're gonna do it again. So whenever there's a thin wall separating inbounds and out of bounds, you can just play... Oh! Well... Shoot. That can also sometimes happen. Whenever there's a thin wall separating the out of bounds area from the inbounds area, you can just place a tornado ever so slightly out of bounds. I'm just gonna redo that. And the tornado basically pulls you out of bounds. I know what I'm doing, hold on. And once more. It's gotta be a pretty precise tornado placement. It's like basically the first pixel possible out of bounds. And then you can just move around the out of bounds area. You can't just do this all willy-nilly. Sometimes there just is no floor out of bounds. And sometimes the wall is just too thick. Oh wait, I need to hit that. But yeah, we're gonna use that quite a bit in Ang levels from here on out. Where possible, that is. Also, we don't need Katara anymore, so she once again stays behind. There is somewhat of a check at the end that you have both characters, but guess what? You can also bypass that by clips. And there you go. So yeah, this level is quite a bit different. And now we backtrack again. Oh, that was the wrong button. Hold on. And goodbye, Katara. I now missed my ride because I messed up the beginning of that. Usually that lines up perfectly, but oops, oh well. We do actually need to use Aang here because of his tornado ability. Katara wouldn't be able to do this on her own. Alright, and that's the end of Arms Factory. Unfortunately, this tornado clipping is only useful in like a few spots in the game. Most of the levels having the problem that, you know, they're not Aang levels. And there are no similar abilities that can push you out of bounds like that. Oh, this cutscene is, by the way, fun. You can softlock the game here if you spam too much. If you advance the text way too fast, the game just, for some reason, softlocks. before this cutscene transition. And you just get stuck on a black screen. Pretty fun. Now we get our first level with Toph, which for more than one reason is a great character. Oh. Sometimes when an enemy is too close, and you try hitting him, and your character is not directly facing that, it becomes a bit wacky. You just hit the air. So with Toph we can move earth blocks. And that's used in basically every single level she's in. Makes for a lot of great puzzles. Gotta wait a little bit until that guy comes on screen. Because you can actually hit them off screen, and then you have to wait until they recover from their stun, and then come back on screen. Which loses you a little bit of time. Oh. What the heck? I just hope that works. Yep, it does. Okay. Not fully completed ice bridges can sometimes make things a bit wacky. Oh, yeah, okay, I just didn't touch that, I guess. And yes, most of the time you have to clear all the enemies on the screen, because a lock basically prevents you from progressing. There's some exceptions to that, though, and I will make sure to not fight enemies when I don't need to. Ah! Oh. Please fall over. Everything is working as planned. Alright, now we got an outside segment here. Suppose there's not a lot going on right now, so if we've got anything new to talk about, now would be a good time.
Let's see, we don't have any new donations, but it's probably a good time to plug any of the upcoming incentives. There's gonna be one for Golden Sun, the any % no save or quit route, which will be happening later today. You can still donate for any of the character names to be chosen. It's gonna be for Garrett, Isaac, Ivan, and Mia. Yeah, just let us know which one you would want to name, and yeah, be sure to donate for that.
Oh wow, that was two fast hits there. Alright. Right here it's actually important that I start... Oh, okay, I just missed every single hit there. That's amazing. I was about to flex my lineup that I found recently, but the game was just like, nah, ain't happening. Oh yeah. Those guys are a thing. Oh, hit it. Right, little lag reduction strat coming up here. I'm actually gonna push this earth block back on land before I go over here and create another ice bridge, which will destroy the old ice bridge and effectively drop the earth block into the water. And for some reason, if I do that, it creates a lot of lag in this section. I don't know why. That's a thing that happens, but yeah, by just pulling it back on land, you reduce lag. I did not trust that. Earth blocks can be quite, yeah, janky like that. Parade example. Thanks, game, for proving my point. Alright, that's the end of the runaway. And now we get our first boss fight here with the Combustion Man, or as Sokka likes to call him, Sparky Sparky Boom Man. It's a pretty trivial boss fight, though. I'm just gonna use these earth blocks to make him hit himself with the debris. We're gonna do that 3 times. I'm gonna run up right against the box here, because usually it would take 2 shots to break those boxes, but for some reason, if you run up right against it, it breaks immediately. I don't know why. Ah! Explosion range is quite big and lingers on for a while, so sometimes I just get knocked back by that. Alright, but that's the end of that. And now for one of my favorite levels, the Puppet Master. So this is the first level where we get to play as Sokka, who is just objectively the best character in the speedrun, for multiple reasons. He has some great interactions with other characters' special abilities, and his special ability on its own is already pretty awesome, the Boomerang. We get to do quite a lot of funky stuff with that over the course of the run. It's also one of the only levels where there are where there's absolutely no combat, so it's purely puzzle focused. Oh, okay. So Sokka's boomerang, you can basically draw a line and guide it as to where it should fly, and you can just hit switches from afar like that. Toph also gets a second ability here, which is raising earth pillars, which will also be used a lot to, in combination with her first ability, to stack a lot of blocks. Prime example right here. There we go. Just gonna immediately stack these. Really gotta be careful with these stack of blocks sometimes. Because like in certain scenarios, they can just, those stacks can just crumble very easily. When you're too close to a wall, one of the blocks just gets stuck. And the whole thing collapses and you have to restack and it's just not fun. Nice, I still hit that. Very nice.
Do you mind if I break in with another donation?
Not at all, go ahead.
Because we just received another anonymous €25 donation. Super kind. Thank you very much. No comment included, but thank you so much. Every little bit helps.
Nice.
Thank you once again.
Alright, that's the end of Puppet Master. Now we go into the second boss fight with Hama. This is also where Katara, in the story and also in the game, learns bloodbending. And we're gonna use that here for the first time. After this long, wounded cutscene. This is pretty much an auto-scroller, not much you can do here to make it go by faster. Just basically deflect her shots. Then slowly pull her over to that cage. Ah, grab her. Oh yeah, also Aang is here for some reason. Just big chillin'. Oh, that went perfect, like fine. We needed 4 rounds anyways. And there we go. You just delayed the inevitable. And that's the end of Chapter 1. So now we're going to Chapter 2, The Day of the Black Sun, starting with the invasion, which is another really cool level. Features Katara and Sokka. And it's the first, like, one of the more complicated levels. You know, complicated, you know, first of all means in the casual playthrough you might find yourself struggling with it, but also in the speedrun it becomes quite a bit more intricate and difficult to do fast. But also, it introduces one of the main reasons why Sokka is just the best character in the speedrun. That just barely worked. That's not going to work. Cutting these ice bridges a little too short. The heck is that? Get off. There we go. Alright, first of all, Sokka gets to control these little panels. Transport things over gaps. Like we've already mentioned, Katara now knows bodybending, and then this. So, Sokka just took this guy out in one hit, and that is not because he was pre-weakened or anything, that is because he was stunned. Sokka can one-hit stunned enemies. And we're going to be using that a lot to accelerate fights. Oops, I need to stick with Katara. And as it just turns out, when Katara bloodbends an enemy, they get stunned. Also, say hello to the most pointless elemental gate in the game. Only Katara is supposed to pass there, but there's only that lever behind it, and Sokka can just throw his boomerang through. Ah! There you go. Also, with all this talk about stunning said, did you know that Sokka's boomerang can stun enemies? Yeah, that's right, we're gonna do a lot of one-hitting that way. We're going to be abusing that mechanic. There we go. past there. Get Katara on board. And there we go, that's the first half. So, as if all of this stun power of Sokka wasn't already great, this next half will introduce shielded enemies, which you're usually supposed to hit with bending from behind. But did you also know that Sokka's boomerang completely bypasses their shields? In turn, making those fights a lot faster. Alright. Just a quick little segment there. Now one more. These fights are usually super annoying. So, knowing that the boomerang can just completely stun them is such a blessing. Also, here's the first example of we don't have to fight all the enemies. Those two guys are just there for decoration. We're just gonna move right along. Don't mind me. What? There you go. I'm gonna place that right there. I'm just gonna stun this guy because he's gonna be annoying. Oh, I double hit that. That's pretty fun. And goodbye. And that's the end of Invasion. Just one more of these. And there she go. Alright, so those were some fun levels we just had. The game makers also thought they were fun. So they were like, you know what? How about we just throw the worst thing we have ever made right after all of that? So the secret bunker is just, oh no, it's just such an anti-speedrun level, and it's just gotten worse and worse over the years. So first of all, this is an ang level, so you're like, oh, maybe we can use tornado clipping. No, you are so wrong. All the walls here are either too thick to clip through, or there's just lava right behind them. So unfortunately we can't do anything with that, but on top of that, they decided to add this mechanic. Drying out lava pools with water. It's so slow, it's annoying, very finicky. If you die while you're crossing a big lava pool, you just get sent back right to the other shore. It is the most unfun level in the entire game. And you won't believe how happy I am once we're out of this. Yeah. It's also very finicky, and sometimes they just get kind of flung a little too far, which creates too much of a gap, which you fall through then. It's just... I think you get the point. Just... no. Why? There's also a little timer at the top of the screen, as you might be able to tell. That timer really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you're still gonna have to... do the boss fight at the end of this level. All you get from this is just an additional minigame, which we are going to get because 20 minutes is very generous if you know exactly what you do, and also you just know all the fast strats. If I do this level well, I should finish in about 5 minutes of that timer ticking down, so around once that timer hits around 15 minutes, we should be done. Little skip right here. Little skip right here. Just want to avoid having to dry out lava as much as we can because it's just obnoxious. Oh, okay. Please get on that. These metal blocks, only Toph can bend. I don't think I mentioned that Aang also can move earth blocks. That's just a thing that got added in the runaway boss fight. But yeah, only Toph can bend the earth blocks. And the stack crumbled. Have I ever mentioned that this game is quite a bit janky and finicky? Gotta carefully move around Aang. That should work. Nice. Okay.
So during those timed shenanigans, how does a donation sound?
Sure, go for it. Sounds very good, actually.
We just received a very nice 15 euro donation from Anonymous saying, "First time donating, keep it up. You're all doing amazing work. Thanks to everyone who is participating and donating." Smiley face. Thank you so much.
Only a little more until we're at the end here. Soon we can have fun again. Bit more of sliding around on blocks. And then the final puzzle of the level. And it looks as though my estimate was correct. We'll be finishing with just a little more than 15 minutes. That was actually not too shabby of a secret bunker. Unfortunately, the gameplay you get down in the level really doesn't matter because, as if it already wasn't bad enough that this level is just the worst in the game, it also features the worst boss fight in the game with Azula. But before we do that, here's our little reward for beating the level in under 20 minutes. You get this little bonus minigame where we just get to beat the life out of Azula and get money for it. We're rich now. Alright, intermission over. Let's get into the fight. Unfortunately, it doesn't skip the boss. Oh, I would love for it to skip the boss because this is just awful. So, hope you guys are good at Pong. That wasn't a dumb joke I just made. This boss fight is literally Pong. Ah. Stun at least one guy all the time and then just break the other guy. Well, that was too... Controlling the angles on these things are just so difficult. You would not believe how janky this is. Well... Thank you. That was phase 1 of 3. Now we get to deal with 2 fireballs at the same time. Ah, that just barely missed. Oh. Nice. Nice. 2 quick hits there. Oh, that was over pretty fast. Okay. Pretty middle of the road Azula fight. The ending pretty much saved it. Alright, this is now the halfway point of the run. We get a bit of cutscenage before the next character joins our party, and the last character, as a matter of fact, throughout this game. Which is going to be Zuko, because he's kind of fed up with the Fire Nation and what they do right now. So he wants to join the Avatar and teach him firebending, because, you know, the Avatar, he needs to learn all the 4 elements, but right now he doesn't know how to bend fire. So Zuko is going to take over that role. But obviously the party doesn't really trust Zuko, because, you know, he's been hunting the Avatar for quite some time, so it's gonna take some convincing, which he's practicing right now. In front of a stone pillar. Speech 100. Oh yeah, Combustion Man still exists, by the way. You know that assassin that Zuko hired to take down the Avatar? Yeah, now he's gotta fight the assassin he hired. So we're gonna get the first Zuko level here, in combination with Sokka, and this is where, you know, you get to see quite a few cool interactions between the characters' special abilities. But more on that in a bit. Time to take down Sparky Sparky Boom Man. Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna wait for the camera to catch back up here. You get control right after that cutscene ends, so you could basically do a part of this level blind, but I've never really bothered with practicing that. So Zuko's ability is to create firewalls, which allows you to hit elemental switches like that from afar, along with a few other things. Nice, got the 1 cycle. That's a good lineup. That is also great. You only need to take 1 hit there. Give me that fire. Ah. Dang. Alright, that's fine. Navigating that segment without getting hit is really difficult. Well, you could take your time, but... Imagine taking your time in a speedrun. What? Never heard of that concept. Ah. That's a really tricky boomerang throw, actually. Because once the boomerang collides with a wall, it just completely stops moving and returns to Sokka. It's a bit of a tight space there. Little one cycle you can do there. That blue elemental switch is a timed switch, so after a while its power wears off. But it's just barely enough so that Sokka can run over there and throw his boomerang to activate the lever behind it. That was very clean. Oh. Also, Sokka's boomerang can redirect Zuko's firewall into elemental switches. Pretty cool interaction that is gonna get used quite a bit. I'm gonna wait for that. I'm gonna take a hit there. Dang. Just damage boost. We're gonna return here and make another firewall. And then once again use Sokka's boomerang. And now for Combustion Man 2. So this fight is also a bit whack. Oh, you're supposed to use Sokka's boomerang to stun him so you can hit him, but sometimes he just doesn't get stunned, and the time for which he remains stunned is also completely random, so you could either get lucky and get the one cycle like that, or he just slams you away just basically right after the first few hits, which is just fun and... You also use the surrounding earth blocks to get some extra damage on him. Okay. 2 cycle on that one. So move up here, because he's gonna land here next. Oh, that missed. Frick. Oh, Jesus, I'm actually close to dying. Should be fine. Okay, good. Whew! Put that fight out. Okay, that's Combustion Man down. Up next is Sun Warrior Ruins, which is going to be another Aang level, and lucky for us, this level actually lets us do tornado clipping again, and in quite grand fashion. So, yeah, you know, there is an intentional way of playing Sun Warrior Ruins, and there's just, you know, the fact that we can tornado clip in a lot of places, so we're just gonna tornado clip in so many places. We're basically gonna spend half of the level out of bounds. That's not even an exaggeration. So yeah, we're just gonna go out of bounds right away. And yeah. Hope you guys like the color black, because you're gonna see a lot of that now. This is thrilling gameplay. Quite possibly the peak of speedrunning right here. You're witnessing true speed. Yeah, we just skipped the entire first segment of the level. It's pretty cool. And we're not done yet. Oh. Let me out! Come on! Hello? Patched? There we go, that took me long enough. Oof. And then we do that again. Nice, got that one immediately. Nice, got the insta-clip. Right there, you can just use a puff of smoke to immediately get yourself out. Because the game is just jank like that. Alright. The tornado placements on these little puzzles can actually be quite precise, because you gotta be just a bit away from the switch, because if you place it right on top, there's a chance that the firewall passes over it without activating the switch. And if you put it too far away, because the firewall has a limited length... Oh, do I need to get back? Yeah, I need to get back inbounds here. I'm gonna do it over here. Can sometimes mess up clip spots, because me also running 100%, that has a bit of a different, that category has a few different spots where you can clip, because you need to get some things from inbounds, obviously. Because there's no collectibles out of bounds.
In the meantime, we did receive some love for you through the donation, so would you like to hear them?
Sure.
Because we received €5 from Single Purpose saying, just checking real quick to wish you good luck on your run, Siver, love you.
Love you too, nerd.
And also €1 from Luna, aka 12.
Hey.
Hi, I love you, Siver. Please stay wholesome. Thank you so much for the donations.
The whole gang's here. Alright. Almost done with this level. All this tornado clipping shenanigans saves like 1.5 minutes on this level alone. It's pretty powerful. And I'm glad we found it. Not that Sun Warrior Ruins is an annoying level, but come on, it's faster. Faster is always better. Alright, just one little segment where Aang officially gets to learn firebending now. Technically, throughout the entire level, Aang already knew how to firebend, but the game doesn't tell you that. And goodbye, Zuko. Yeah, this part has no team checks again, so you know what that means. We're leaving a friend behind. So now, this is the point in the series where they meet the wise dragons and they relearn firebending, basically, because they kind of just forgot for some reason. And they do these cool little moves in the series, but in this game they just do this. Shoutouts to quite possibly the greatest cutscene in gaming ever. Look at him go! And that's how they learned firebending. By dancing. Alright. So now we got two pretty tricky levels coming up. First off is the Boiling Rock, which is another Zuko and Sokka level. This is one of the most complicated levels in the run. It's got some very tricky puzzles and some cool mechanics to it that allows us to do it faster. And yeah. Late game in this game is really cool because it actually has some pretty challenging puzzles when you don't know what you're doing. Young me definitely got stuck on these next few for quite some time. To redo that. Oops, missed that. Fortunately, we can't reach this guy, so shooting him with our boomerang won't do much. These switches are all bait, that's just bonus. So we're just gonna walk right past it. That switch is also bait, don't do that. Now we get to do something fun. Zuko's firewall can also one-shot enemies. And they just line up very nicely for a triple kill there, so yeah. That fight is over super fast. This is a bit of an awkward one. Nice, got it first try. Wait. Pfft. But my character's wrong. Zuko needs to be there. Alright, we're gonna do this first, because that gate will stay open. And then we're gonna do that. I actually only found out that that gate stays open after those were lit. Like, in practice yesterday. So just random things you find out every now and then. Because most of the time when you deactivate switches after they've been activated, unless you've passed the gate, you know, it won't stay open. So I didn't know that that was a thing. Alright, one more. A little bit of a skip here. We squeeze past Zuko's firewall. You're intended to use Sokka's boomerang to hit that little fire tower in the back, but yeah, if you place Zuko's firewall in a specific position, you can just squeeze behind it and do all the work yourself. I could be using Zuko's firewall here, but it's really tricky. Because you gotta be basically spot on with it. I just try for it sometimes every now and then, but yeah. It's not that much faster. For it to be truly worth going for. Alright. And yeah, if they're too close, you also can't hit them. Right, now this final puzzle, as a young man, took me forever to figure out. Because you do this, wait, what is Sokka? Oh, I completely messed it up already. Sokka was supposed to go through here. So we leave that little firewall there. Zuko gets transported to the other side, so you can open that gate. And then Sokka goes all the way around. And yeah, I had no idea you can do this. Use the redirected firewall of Sokka's boomerang to break crates. That took me a while to figure out. Alright, now we've got quite a bit of cutscenage, so I guess this is the last good time in the run for donations, incentives, any other plugs, etc. So the stage is all yours, Jangle.
All right, thank you. Yeah, we actually received another anonymous donation of €7.77, so a lucky number, saying, "Take my money for the good cause," smiley face. Thank you so much. And yeah, we are still raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who is dealing with mental issues themselves or within the family. And all of your donations will go to Mind.
Keep going if you got more stuff. This takes a while.
Sure thing. Let's see. We would like to remind you that aside from BSG events and their own marathons, ESA hosts many other events across Europe, including the British UKSG, the Hackathon, and more. So to be sure to drop a follow to see whenever something is live.
Definitely worth if you're looking for just speedies to watch every now and then, be it in the background while you're working, or just other stuff. Lots of content. Also, this is the only time that May makes an appearance, so say hi to May! Say bye to May! Alright. Only 2 more levels left to go here. Next up is Airship Sabotage, another one that's quite tricky, can take a while to figure out, and as a result of that is pretty convoluted in the speedrun as well. And I like it for that. Just a few more cutscenes, and then we are good to go. It's another one of my favorite levels. I love the end game here. Alright, and off we go. Oh, hit that again, please. Work. Yep. Nice little shortcut there. By elevating that platform to a rather precise height. Now we're gonna do another skip. You're supposed to use this elevated platform to stack the earth blocks, but yeah, we're just gonna do this instead. Make a little staircase. That didn't hit the switch. There we go, that hit the switch. Please split. There are certain points in levels where the game just doesn't want you to split characters for some reason. That was one of those. I'm getting this completely wrong. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh wait. There we go. Yeah, when you do things like that a little too fast, you can just sometimes get a bit of a knot in your brain and things just go out of hand. Just gonna nudge that over ever so slightly. And yep, that doesn't look weird at all. We're gonna wait for this guy to break the boxes, and then we're just immediately greeting him with a boomerang. Goodbye. Oh. Out of here. Gonna take this block. Immediately stack. Go up here, open that, and be very careful with this very oddly stacked thing. There we go. I love that little sequence. It's so satisfying to get it right. Just gonna do a little exchange there. Come up here. And there we go. One more section to go. Okay. So you've seen a lot of double stacks, but are you ready for this triple stack? Too powerful. Alright, and the final puzzle. I should have left Toph behind there. Oop. And I'm gonna go all the way across here. Place that right there. And then go all the way back. So it's just on a back and forth trip here. Very nice. That was actually a pretty good airship. Okay, last level, which is Firelord Azula. So this level is quite unique, not only in the character combination that we get, which is Zuko and Katara, the only time we get that combination, but also that it introduces quite a few new things, because right now, as you know, there's Sozin's comment in the story, which basically empowers all firebenders. And Zuko still is a firebender, so he also gets a bit of an upgrade to his firewall. We can now basically manually direct it wherever we want it to go. And Katara also gets a new ability, as you might have seen that little ice block she created. Wait. Can use that in quite a few instances as well. So yeah, this new firewall is very handy because we can just do that and kill enemies very easily now. We can also cheese puzzles like that. Out of here. Yeah, this is just a really fun level with all these new mechanics. Do that. Get a nice triple kill. Oh. There we go. Oh wow, neither of them died in 2 hits. You can place firewalls there, but it's a bit of a tight spot, so it's hard to get that right. Also, this can be a bit janky. Okay, worked. Because the ice blocks dissipate under the firewall, it can sometimes just break the entire firewall, and then you're just, yeah, kind of lost there. Also, I'm gonna try for a little glitch here. Very nice. So when you fall out, like under, in the water pool, you see how Qatar still moved forward there. The game somehow thinks that you actually passed the gate, and because of that, it's like, okay, well, they've already solved the puzzle, so we don't need to make them do it again. Ah! Make a firewall, please. Very nice. And now for the best part of the entire game. And it's over. Okay. One final showdown with Azula for the road. This is an auto-scroller, basically, so yay! We can't do much here to make it go by faster. We just have to wait for her to come down from her little fire thingy she's riding on. And then just beat her up. You can get 1 to 2 hits in there before she goes back on that thing. That's the only thing you can do faster here, really. This is why you want to take the last hits in melee. So you're like right up against her. Nice, got 2 hits there. Ow. Come on. Got one. Got a little pushed away by the meteor there. Still worked out fine though. Come on. Ah, I didn't get a single hit in there. That's unfortunate. Now. Alright, and now for a little RNG segment. Hit her! Ugh. Oh no. Okay. That was not that great, but it worked. So you want Azula to land on one of these little panels where Katara can freeze her. And that can either go first try, or you're just gonna be sitting there bumbling around for 30 seconds because Azula's just like, her, let me just jump around the entire map like a douche. At least that's over now. And now we get the final showdown with Firelord Ozai. And if you're expecting like a super cool, intricate boss fight with cool mechanics, maybe utilizing some of the puzzling abilities that we had, or just generally a difficult fight, then I'm sorry, but you're out of luck. Because what you want to do in this fight is you want to set your touch pen at the bottom of the touch screen, flick it up, and then you do that again, and then you do that again, and you just keep doing that until Ozai dies. It's just a spam fest. Also nice visual glitch there. Aang has gray eyes. And here we go. Oh god, this is terrible. Oh, not only am I missing all of these shots, I am just not getting a lot of shots in to begin with. Hello? Game, please. Do the thing? Oh my god, he's getting a second fire beam in. This is terrible. Alright, get ready on time. It's gonna be when I land the final hit. And time. Wait, is that a world record? Did I seriously just world record at a marathon? I hate it here. I think that's world record. Yeah, it is. By almost half a minute, what?
Well, GG on that one.
Oh, come on. What is wrong with me? So, to give you guys a bit of a context behind why this is so funny, leading up to the marathon, I've done 3 no resets, and all 3 of them were PBs. And now I've done another no reset at this marathon, and it is also a PB. Well, I guess I'll take it. That's a pretty good time, actually. Wow. Not bad at all. Well, that's the end of this game. Yeah, I don't have much of an outro prepared, honestly. I wasn't expecting this to be how it ends, especially with such a shabby Ozai there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this run. If you want to pick this up, by all means do. Right now I'm still the only runner of this game, as I was 3 years ago. So if you are interested in joining this, like, in getting involved with this game, or just any of the Avatar games, there's a Discord full of friendly people ready to help you with whichever game you might wanna pick up. And if it's specifically about this game, absolutely hit me up. I'll gladly help you out with some of the things. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me, I suppose. So yeah. I'll just pass it back to the crew at BSG now. I think next up is someone with Phineas Inferno. So yeah, get hyped for that.
Right, thank you so much, Siver, for that wonderful run of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and congrats again on world record. And yeah, the upcoming run will be Phineas and Ferb by someone, so stay tuned for that. We'll be running a couple of ads, but we'll be back soon, so stay tuned.